Hello class, how are you? Again, my name is teacher Jenny and today we'll talk about topic 2, colors in relation to energy. Our topic is colors in relation to energy. Okay, so just an overview. We have different kinds of waves in the electromagnetic spectrum. We have from my left, this is gamma rays, then X-rays, UV rays. This is the visible light. This is infrared, microwave, radio wave, and long radio waves. Okay, so from infrared going right, this is used for communication. Okay, for communication. Okay, then UV rays are used to kill germs, to kill bacteria. X-ray is used in the hospitals, and gamma rays, which is like the most powerful of all, this is used to treat cancer cells, okay, and to kill bacteria as well. Okay, so our focus is this band of colors, different colors here between the UV rays or ultraviolet rays and the IR, which is infrared rays. Okay, so very small. This is our focus. Okay, so if you look at this, it says increasing frequency, increasing wavelength. Okay, if you remember the wavelength, it's the distance of two peaks. Okay, so let me just show you. So in comparison, when we say increasing wavelength, so from violet to red, so red has the most wavelength, or the widest wavelength, biggest wavelength rather. Okay, so like that. So if we're going to look at violets, small, and then it's spreading, it's getting big. Red has the biggest wavelength. Okay, I'm just showing you this one so that you can compare. Okay, next, let's look at the colors of different colors. We have frequency, wavelength, and energy. So let's talk about the relationship between frequency, wavelength, and energy. Okay, so if you remember, we have the acronym Roy G Biv. Okay, Roy G Biv. So from red, and then orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Okay, visible light. We only see visible light from frequency from 400 to 700. Yung 400 to 700 and frequency, yung number of cycles, yun lang yung makikita ng eyes natin. So, from 400, yun yung red, 700, pinakamataas, is violet. Okay? So, meaning, ang pinakamababa in terms of frequency is red, and then violet is pinakamataas in terms of frequency. Okay? So, remember the wavelength, gano'n kahaba. Yung pagitan, the distance between the wavelength is, di ba yung red, mahaba, pababa, going to violet. So, mataas, widest yung wavelength or highest wavelength ng red. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? The lower the frequency, the higher the wavelength, or the higher the wavelength, the lower the frequency, and the lower the wavelength, the higher the frequency. Get that? Pag mataas ang wavelength, mababa ang frequency. Pag mababa ang wavelength, mataas ang frequency. Diba? Remember yung wavelength natin, yung pagitan ng peak. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, maraming wavelength is mababa yung frequency. Okay? And then, maraming frequency, mababa yung wavelength. Okay? Anong relationship ng wavelength to energy? Okay? The lower the wavelength, or the lower the frequency, the lower the energy. The higher the frequency, the higher the energy. Okay? So, ganyan. Ang order niya from frequency from low to high is red, Roy G. Field. Frequency, pataas ka na, Roy G. Field. When it comes to energy, ganun din, Roy G. Field, pataas. When it comes to wavelength, baba naman siya, sa taas ang red. Okay? Just remember, the lower the frequency, the lower the energy. The higher the frequency, the higher the energy. And then yung wavelength, kasaluhan niya. Okay? In reverse. I hope you got it. Yeah, get the pattern niya. Okay? Remember. Now, the question, let's talk about colors in nature. So, have you ever asked yourself why the sky is blue? Okay, the explanation niya. The scattering of blue and violet light from the sunlight in the atmosphere makes the sky appear blue. There are three factors: the sun, the atmosphere, and the human eye. Next, white light from the sun is composed of different colors with different wavelengths, like what we have talked about earlier. Violet light is more scattered than blue light, and our eyes are most sensitive to blue then. That's why we see blue sky. Okay, I will explain that later. Okay. Why is the sunset red? Okay, so if midday blue siya, sunset it's red. Okay, here's the explanation. The path through which the light travels in the atmosphere becomes longer during the sunset. More blue and violet is scattered from sunlight, less blue light reaches the ground, and the color wavelengths of yellow, orange, and red because they travel longer than other colors. Okay? Malinaw ba? Okay, let's have a simple explanation, video explanation. Okay? Please never mind the drawing. Wait a minute. Okay, so let's say that this is the sun. Okay, so this is the sun, and then this is Earth. Please ignore the sizing reference. I'll just try to explain how it works. So this is Earth, and this tiny dot, let's say that this is you. Okay, and then we have here the atmosphere, and in our atmosphere we have like dots, fine particles. Okay, air, nitrogen, and fine dust. So meron dyan sa atmosphere. So remember the wavelength of our colors spectrum. So red has the highest wavelength, followed by orange. Okay, I won't write all of the colors. I'll just emphasize the last two, the first and the last two. Okay, so here is blue, smaller wavelengths, meaning mas marami, And then because they have smaller wavelengths, they have better tendency of spreading. Okay, and then here comes violet, and violet spreads the most. Okay, so violet spreads the most. Wait a minute, it's not working. All right, so violet spreads the most. So the question is, if violet spreads the most, why is it blue? Okay, so remember, there are three factors: the sunlight, the atmosphere, and the sunlight, the atmosphere, and the human eye. Okay, so our eyes is more sensitive to blue colors. Okay, even though there are mas marami yung violet na scattered, yung eyes natin mas nadidetect nila yung blue color. That's why we see blue instead violet. Okay, I hope that's clear. Okay, and the higher the frequency, the more they scatter. Okay, the more they scatter, the higher the frequency, the more bent. Mas bent sila compared to sa red. Okay? Alright, so that's the reason why blue, the sky is blue. Now, let's talk about the reason why sunset is red. Okay? So by the way, yung visible light spectrum, sabay-sabay siya. Sabay-sabay. Okay, so here's the thing. Because blue and violet already scattered, yung red, orange, and yellow lang ang nakakaabot. For example, this is you kasi sunset, nag-move na yung earth. So, ito na lang yung nakakaabot. So, ang nakikita lang natin mostly ay red, orange, and yellow. Okay? Because the blue light and the purple light already scattered. So, yung wavelength na lang na nakakaabot dun sa horizon na nakikita natin is the red, orange, and yellow. That's why the sunset is reddish, orange, and yellowish. Okay, hues. Okay, that's shade. Okay, so next question. Why are clouds white? Clouds are white because light emitting from the sun is white. Clouds are made up of clusters of water droplets of different sizes. The white light interacts with water droplets as it passes through a cloud. These droplets scatter the light more equally. Okay, let's visualize that. Let's say this is a cloud, and inside it there are particles. It's made of droplets of light. Okay, and pag nagkaroon ng light, those droplets ay parang it will act as small prism. Okay, so look at this. If you can see it, nagkakaroon na ng bending of light, scattering of light. Okay? And then, remember that there are many prisms inside a cloud. So, if we're going to put another prism or droplet particle, if we're going to put like an inverted prism there and it passes through that prism, let's see what will happen. second. So pag ganun ng prism at lumabas siya ulit, it will go back to being white. Okay, that is what happened. Okay, so yung white light interact with water droplets. So nagkaroon ng dispersion, and then nag-reflect ulit siya at pumasok ulit siya sa another droplet. So from white light nagkaroon ng visible light spectrum, and then pasok ulit siya sa another droplet, nabuo ulit yung white light, and it is distributed equally. It's scattered equally. That's why we see white clouds instead of different colors. Okay, it's the same reason why snow is white. Okay, because the light is distributed equally. Okay. All right. So another question: how are rainbows formed? Okay, so let's see. A rainbow is formed when sunlight passes through water droplets present in the atmosphere. Ibig sabihin, there's a rainbow always after the rain. It is because of the water droplets. And then, light will change direction as they pass through the water droplets and undergo 3 processes. So, meron tayo diyang 3 processes: reflection. Reflection hindi na pasama dito because you already studied that in grade 7. Reflection, by the way, is the bouncing of light. Like when you look at the mirror, di ba nagbabounce, nakikita mo yung reflection because the light bounces back. So that's reflection. Then we have refraction. Refraction means bending of light, and then dispersion, which is the scattering of light. Then light bounces back in the opposite direction from where it originated when it reflects off a water droplet. Then light retracts, bends, and it takes a different direction. Okay? How does it sound? Okay, let's have a look at this photo. Okay, so this basically summarizes the process, okay, from the sun. So here is the light rays, okay, and then this is raindrops. Okay, so para siyang tear, but this is rain, and there are many raindrops scattered in the atmosphere. Okay, this is the incident ray, and then nagkaroon ng dispersion inside the droplet, nagkaroon ng refraction. Okay, and then yung line of sight din sa tao, kung ano yung nakikita mo directly sa line of sight, ito yung color na nakikita mo. So since nakita niya to sa taas, yung red. Okay, and remember there are many raindrops, so many refractions, reflections, and dispersions happening to sa atmosphere. And then yung line of sight is this one, violet. So pag nakita mo yung rainbow, yung red nasa taas, yung violet nasa baba. Okay, so why is there double or twin rainbows? Okay, so nagkakaroon ng reflection. Okay, if there's a reflection, true reflection inside a raindrop, nagkakaroon ng double rainbow. Okay, and when you see a double rainbow, siya yung kabaligtaran ng unang rainbow. For example, the rainbow here it has red on top and then violet at the bottom. Pag tinignan mo yung yung isang rainbow, double rainbow, baligtad. Violet and then red. Okay, kasi diba sa reflection na babaligtad yung image. Okay, so this is why we see rainbows. Okay, important yung droplets. You can also see a rainbow dun sa fountains and waterfalls. Okay, as long as there is water droplets, magkaka-rainbow. And of course the light. Okay. Alright, so let's check your understanding. Let's see if you have learned something from this. Okay, snow appears white because A, the larger particles in snow scatter all light in the visible light spectrum. All the colors in the visible light spectrum are absorbed by the snow. That's letter B. C, only red, green, and blue light are scattered. D, only red, green, and blue light are absorbed. Okay, the answer there similar to the explanation why clouds are white. That is letter A. Number 2, which of the following set of colors are listed from low to high frequency? Blue, green, red, green, blue, red, blue, green, red, green, blue. Okay, so let's analyze this. Remember that red, let's start from red because of the Roy G. Red has the highest wavelength, and since it has the highest wavelength, it has the lowest frequency. Okay, and we're looking for low. Okay, low, and we have two reds here. So what's next? Remember Roy G view, what comes after a red, orange, then yellow, then green. So yellow, green, and then blue. That's the answer. Okay. Number 3, Isaac Newton set a narrow beam of white light through a prism. As a result, he observed the white light is dispersing into A, the electromagnetic spectrum, the visible light spectrum, C, the wavelength of colors, D, the frequency of colors. The answer there is, remember, it's through a prism. Okay, so the answer there is visible light spectrum. Okay, did you get it all right? I hope so. Alright, so again, thank you for watching, and remember, knowledge is power. Bye-bye.